Okay, so I was asked this question: SR and manifestation and getting closer to God. So there's manifestation is a very difficult topic. There's plenty of different avenues that I can go with this. I mean, I can talk about numerology. I can say life path 8s are good at manifesting money. 11s are great at manifesting. 9s are very mystical and could be good at manifesting. Like, I could go that route if I want. I could talk about human design. I can talk about manifestors and manifesting generators and all this stuff. I could talk about Neville Goddard and feeling is the secret and affirmations. I can talk about all that. Yeah, that's one way to go. But the thing is that if I go that direction, there's a lot of individuation in there. You're going to be one type. I'm going to be one type. It's going to be different for everybody. So it'll be difficult to talk about manifestation in that direction. So instead of doing that, what I'm going to talk about instead is magnetism. And that's this is much simpler, especially when we talk about men, because men, their sexual center is electric, but their head center is magnetic, and it's the opposite for women. Women's sexual center is magnetic, and their head center is electric. So their magnetic sexual center is what draws men in, and their electric head center is why they're so damn crazy all the time. So if you don't believe me, just look at the porn consumption habits of men and women. Men are usually more visual, so obviously they're drawn in by the magnetic nature. And for women, their porn habits is like reading literature. So, their electricity is in the brain. And that section needs to be stimulated first before anything happens. So that's just one example. So when it comes to SR, men are not dispersing their electric energy. So that allows the energy to move up into the brain, and that powers their magnetic center. And that's what increases the magnetism that all these guys experience on SR. That's why all this increased attraction and all that happens. So this can go in a variety of ways. And that's why I said it's now it becomes dependent on your individuation, on how you want this to express itself. So I can talk about the craziest magnetism example that I have, which actually, falls more in line into manifestation, because it was just so bizarre. And not even bizarre, it was just like, it was unbelievable, so unbelievable that it falls more into the realm of manifestation rather than magnetism. So I could explain my background, but I'll probably do that in a long form article, perhaps. So I'll just do the short version here. But basically, what I did was shout out to this YouTube channel, Masculine Development. If you don't have a journal, you're not in the game. If you don't have a journal, you're not in the game. If you don't have a journal, you're not in the game. So he has this exercise called the Dream Girl Profile. So basically what you do is you just write out all the character traits and physical traits that your dream girl would have. And honestly, with the SR magnetism, once I wrote down all the traits that I wanted, like the main trait was redhead. I've never dated a redhead before. I was just kind of interested. So I put that in the profile. And, redheads are supposed to be like 2% of the population. I do live in a major city, but I'm not supposed to be seeing, for 2% of the population, like I'm not supposed to be seeing 3 redheads on the same block. You know what I'm saying? Like after I did that exercise, I had to stop counting. Like I got I got to like, once it started getting double digits, like 13 or something, I was counting in a day, or like 15, I was just like, this is absurd, you know? So that was perhaps my most unbelievable manifestation magnetism event that happened on SR. How many days in was I when this happened? Man, it's got to be maybe like definitely over 90 days. You know, it was probably around 4 or 5 months this happened. But my problem was just that I was too picky. I was you know, it was kind of like, you know, if you've ever generated an image on AI, like you could just keep refreshing and refreshing and using your tokens. So I was just like, this is getting closer and closer to what I want, but not exactly. So let's keep re-rolling. And I think after a while you do run out of tokens, you know. And but to be honest, the real thing was that I kind of saw that the power existed, and I kind of felt satisfied. And I know that anytime that I truly want it again, I could always regenerate this process. So I kind of just went in a different direction. I didn't date any of the girls that I kind of generated in that fashion. And I think this is the same reason why, you know, some guys experience a lot of magnetism at first, but eventually the effects start to die down and they wonder, you know, where did all they go? Where did all the magnetism go? Like, I think it is a call to tap on the shoulder that, you know, if you're not gonna expend this sexual energy after, you know, the universe went through all this trouble to generate a situation for you to, you know, expend it, then it's going to be like, okay, I guess you want something else. This is not what you really want. So yeah, that's my perspective on things. Obviously, check out the Substack. I'm going to write. I could write more in depth about this issue, and also the second half of the question was how to get closer to God. So I also have to cover that. But as you can see, this is why I'm a writer, because I can yap. So yeah, thanks for listening.